Now, there are a lot of businesses, now it sounds like probably the ones that you work with, maybe less so, but that struggle to leverage technology. It's almost like a lot of the real small ones that never grow past that are I'd say, arguably the ones that struggle the most. Do you find that there is a type of entrepreneur who is more likely to embrace that technology versus those who kind of stay away? Like, why is there that divide?
Well, one thing that I've seen is that a lot of businesses will need to struggle with their processes until they become smooth with humans before they can become smooth with automation.
Makes sense, right?
That is super important. Automating too early, we've seen both kill projects and frustrate everyone. Like the founder's not happy. I'm obviously bummed that we have to scrap a bunch of work. So making sure that the process runs smoothly with humans first and everyone's happy with like, hey, we're going to run our sales process like this for at least 6 months. Heck yeah, let's automate. But if it's still chaos, we're figuring things out, we're opening a new line of business, wait, figure it out with humans, then look for efficiency gains. So I think that's one big piece of it, is just understanding that you have to kind of struggle through it. And it's hard for me to walk the talk sometimes because I know what's possible and I know I want to automate things so quickly. But I also have to say, wait, Grant, we're still figuring it out. Run with the humans, and then we'll really speed up with some automation. So you have to understand that the process needs to be stable before you can turn that corner.
What would be an example of a very complex automation that you've implemented for a client?
So a lot of clients will have very complex invoicing. That's a very common place to find a unique use case for everyone, right? So for instance, we're working with one company that does transportation of fine art, and they've got a line item for extra border patrol searches, extra custom searches. They've got shipping delay line items. They've got actual installation, uninstallation, disassembly, right? All these different types of line items that fit into 5 different categories. So we have to take the line items and categorize them. Then once they're categorized, roll them up into like totals for each of those, and then send each of those totals to a PDF generator that'll make a custom branded invoice. And then once that's approved, send it to the client. So that's one of those things where we have to think about the data structure really intentionally to make that summation easy, and then the summation to the send to the PDF, and then approval to the client. So multi-step, lots of little intricacies, and just understanding what are all the possibilities of a line item that could come through. And sometimes it's an infinite list. You're always picking up something else. So that's why a lot of our clients keep us for extended periods of time.
That makes sense. What tools are you using to, for lack of a better way to put it, stitch a workflow like that together?
So when it's very, like when something feels like it should be in Excel, we'll typically look at a tool like Airtable. Airtable is if I think about the timeline of spreadsheet innovation, which is such a nerdy sentence to say out loud, so I apologize, but it goes kind of like from paper and pencil to Excel, and maybe that's not the right jump, but Excel is where a lot of people kind of jump in. Then there's Google Sheets, which is the cloud-based version of Excel that everyone can get on with Google. And then there's Airtable. That's kind of my flow. So Airtable allows you to have a spreadsheet that looks very familiar, but with a lot of automation potential on top of it. So that's where we'll do a lot of our spreadsheet data management.
Yeah.
And then from there, the tool that we use for the PDF, the invoice creation, is called Documents. And the reason that we really like Document is because it plays really nicely with Airtable, and it allows really granular control of, where the address is located, where your brand logo is located, like what's in the footer. A tool like Stripe or QuickBooks can't do that as easily. So if you want something really custom with like complex math involved too, Airtable Document is an awesome 1-2 punch.